What's up, y'all? It's Angela.
And this is Darrea.
And this is Where Are My Keys?
Hey, where they at, y'all?
I'm ready for
I know. I was looking at the last video and you kind of was like, and I didn't even give it to you. You want me to give it to you? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, where they at, y'all? Oh, where they at, y'all? Oh, where they at, y'all? Where they at?
Oh,
We
so
still
excited.
Yes.
It's 2023, girl. We made it.
We made it. Glad
So
y'all made it
excited.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few housekeeping things before we get started.
Mhm.
If you're here, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If this is your first time, go ahead and subscribe,
Yes,
Yeah, like us,
That's
share
my
us.
favorite part is reading y'all comments.
Yes, we love.
Makes me feel good, all warm and gushy on the inside.
Yeah.
Up
But
here.
subscribe so y'all can get more of this energy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about something that I really have become more passionate about. Change.
Ooh, you passionate about change?
You know what? It can be kind of icky.
Sometimes, yeah. I don't know. I feel a little apprehensive sometimes even if it's a good change, I still have a little apprehension.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because it's going to be something new that I have to dive into. It's going to be a change. And I just don't know how the parts will move, so I just be a little apprehensive.
So it's just the uncertainty.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if I feel like it's something that I'm excited about, if it's a new job or if I'm moving or starting a podcast. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, ooh, yes, great, but ooh, like what if something, what if I don't like the job?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I have a little apprehension sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that about the job because like when I was younger, don't talk to my mom about this because she thinks it's hilarious.
I'm gonna call you mama.
But if I didn't like a job, I just quit.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't have nothing lined up.
Oh yeah. No, we ain't have to. Like we still living in our mama house. Like I had 1,000,001 jobs. I remember I worked at this video store, Hollywood Videos.
Oh, I remember
Hollywood
Videos.
Videos.
Yes.
And y'all, I was so mad because I couldn't get on the cash register. They would not, like I was shrinking the video, shrink wrapping, putting the covers on the videos.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, like they didn't really explain, but like I just never got the opportunity to get on the cash register. So one day at lunch, I called my boyfriend at the time and was like, come get me. I left. Y'all, in college one time, me and my friend, we got a job together and we quit together. Probably like either that same day or the next day.
Me and a friend of mine, we got fired at the same time. We used to sell, those little kiosks, and we were selling shirts that, in the sunlight, they would change colors. So I would be on the phone like all the time, right? So much to the fact that they had to call Hellsberg Diamonds, which was right next to the kiosk, to tell me to get off the phone.
You was on the phone talking to like your friends and stuff? Oh my God.
Selling the shirts and demonstrating what they do and stuff.
They call Hellsberg Diamonds.
Girl, it was like,
can you please go tell her at the kiosk?
So
that's hilarious.
They was like, hey, call my friend Christy, R.I.P.
Oh.
You didn't know
Peters?
Yes.
Y'all work together?
Yeah,
no,
I got her on.
Away.
I got her on at the kiosk,
and
they was like, "Yeah, come up here and bring Kristen
That's
with you."
hilarious. But see, now as kids, if we didn't like it, we could quit. As an adult, if I get a new job, I can't quit. I'm gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? I got a husband, I got a family, maybe not have those responsibilities, but you do have a responsibility to yourself to pay your bills, your light bills, you know what I mean? You got a car note. So it's just not that easy. So how do you adapt or adjust to, that situation as an adult more so?
Well, okay, so here's the thing about change. I am excited and passionate about change because it constitutes growth.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So if there is nothing changing, you are stagnant. You are... I feel complacent.
Oh, yes.
And we never want to do that. We always want to have something in our toolbox.
So true.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to look at it then. You know, if you're looking at, again, feeling apprehensive, just feeling like, well, shoot, I'm growing, I'm changing, I'm not in the same place. So, yeah.
Yeah. And what can if I don't like or care for the position that I'm currently in, what can I take away from this job, this moment, this opportunity to apply to the next opportunity? So
but in the moment you gotta be there for like a year or two or something like that.
Yeah, so right there you're growing your patience.
Yeah,
you're growing your tolerance. You're growing problem solving skills.
Okay, so you have to find you have to look at it with the glass half full.
Yeah, the standard Sagittarian.
I think that's doable, and I do think because I have been in positions as an adult, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys can identify like where you just it sucks. You hate going to work, but I do like I'm a huge I don't know, I want to say advocate because that's not the right word, but like I always tell people like you have to change your mindset.
Yeah.
So if you go to the job every day or you wake up every day like, ugh, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to this job, you're not going to have a good time while you're there. You're not going to enjoy it. So if you change your mindset and just try to be a little bit more positive, which is not always hard, easy to do. I don't, we always, because we're trying to give y'all the key. So we're always trying to look at the brighter side of things. Yeah. I ain't saying that it works for me every time. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to think I'm just up here on this pedestal because I'm not. But I do tell people a lot, like you got to change your mindset, change your mentality. So go to work, do your job, try to find the positive things, like Angie was saying, about the job while you're looking to move to, don't just stay there and be upset and, complain and you're not really trying to look for nothing new. Like start looking for another job.
Yeah. Or it's a lot of jobs that have benefits that a lot of people don't know about. So at my job, they have free training like Excel. Everybody needs somebody that's proficient in Excel. And so they have these classes where you can sign up for it. Now, do they promote them? Not so much. But if you're looking, they're there. The resources are there. Yeah. And they have all these great opportunities through health insurance. So if you're trying to change your body or your physical health, they have all these great incentives through health insurance that, again, they don't really promote or they don't really put a spotlight on. But they're available. It's just a matter of asking the right questions.
What about change, like, as it relates to, because, we're kind of talking about positive things like, ooh, you get a new job or you're moving. Like, those are great things, right? What about things that change where it may not be so great? Like,
divorce?
Yeah, let's talk about divorce. Yeah, like what happens?
Or breakup.
I'm not a divorcee,
I've had many breakups.
But yeah,
well, not
I think
many, but they were significant. They were serious relationships.
Yeah. So what happens when that's a change? Like, how do you get through that struggle? Okay, so the first relationship I got into after my husband passed, and we had been married for nearly 12 years. So I was in a space where I really wasn't equipped. It was a sudden passing. So I really wasn't equipped to be by myself. I had no blueprint on singleness or how to grieve. And grieving is very individualized. It's very unique for every single person. So wasn't aware of that. So the first relationship I got into was toxic. Did not know it until, again, much therapy. But you didn't know it while you were in the relationship?
No, he was a professional gaslighter. Yeah, everything is in your head.
How long were you guys together?
Off and on for maybe a couple years.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was definitely a God thing. I knew, like, in my gut, and that's something else. We really need to trust our intuition on things. We need to trust our gut, Holy Spirit. When we get those signals and signs, be very cognizant of it. Be very in tune with it, because it's not in your head. It is, in fact, the Holy Spirit telling you, hey, dummy, hey, little dummy.
He's not calling you a dummy. Hey, daughter. But you know what? A lot of times I think we are in tune, but we ignore. You know what I mean? So like we know that they're there, but
Mama, call me back later. I'm sorry.
Call me back,
Mama. Stop.
Sorry, y'all.
My mama was calling.
Interrupted. Look at this, 2023.
Look, that was the Holy Spirit.
But yeah, sometimes we are aware. We are well aware, and we still, we don't listen.
Because most of the time our flesh is being being served.
That's right. We're getting some pleasure.
Right. But our mental is being tormented.
Down.
Our soul is being compromised. And we are making a trade-off for something that is detrimental to our well-being. So knowing that, I finally kind of gave in. It was like, God, I don't know how to let go. And this person suddenly was gone. Thinking now in the flesh, I'm thinking this dude is ghosting me. But he was like, no sis, no daughter.
No dummy.
I and remove him. So you can focus on you and focus on your children.
Yeah. You know what? And to be honest, like when we're in the moment of going through things, we don't necessarily appreciate that this is God helping us, moving us, changing things, because it's hard, because like at that moment we are, even with relationships, we can grieve, relationships, so we're grieving, we're sad, we're angry, and all of those things. And so we don't usually recognize it until, hindsight. And I think that's okay. I don't be hard on yourself, like, oh, kick myself, or, whatever. And I'm, not specific, I'm talking to y'all, like, don't be hard on yourself if you don't realize it until later. Like, again, we're always in our head, especially women. We talked about how we just kind of move emotionally a lot. So like, we're looking at it as, oh, he ghosted me and I gave him all this and, this and that. But at the same time, most of us are praying. Some of us are praying and asking God, Lord, if it's not for me, remove it, and, help me, give me peace, or, praying for patience and things like that. And then when God provides that opportunity, it may or may not be in a way that we were praying or hoping for, we want, him to change, or God change him, and God's like, no, he not. So I'm just going to move him out the situation. But we don't see those things. And that's why I always, tell people too, like, allow God to be God. Like, let him be God. And then, you be who you're supposed to be. And then those things will just, work out, for you. So, yeah.
And then also in that same story, the same testimony, I became more aware of what I pray for. So instead of me asking God, can you make the situation easier for me? God, please give me the tenacity and the skills that I need to deal with it properly, so that I get what I need from the situation. So don't remove necessarily the trial, but give me what I need to persevere.
Oh, that's good, girl. Because I be like, Lord, please take it. I don't want it no more, Jesus.
Take this from me.
Give me the tenacity.
Kind of like when Christ knew he was going to be crucified. They said he was literally sweating blood. Like, he was sweating blood. And he was like, take this from me. No, but it's necessary for mankind, not just himself, but for mankind. So
he had to do it.
So we're gonna have to go through it sometimes, sis. Sorry.
And then, you know what, it's like that the serenity prayer. Lord, grant me the something to accept the things I can't change, And I feel like there was a time on social media where people were talking about that, like, like, I ain't accepting it, or something like that. And I think if you think of it in that mentality of, like, allow me to accept the things I can't, give me the tenacity, give me the strength, to accept these things, or to, deal with these things, to grow from this test and to grow from this trial. But, even if you don't move it, at that time, the one, since we talked about the Bible, the woman with the issue of blood had the issue of blood for 12 long years. You know what I mean? So sometimes it ain't going to be tomorrow that God will remove it. It might take some time, but you're going to have to ask God to have, give you some strength while you're going through it.
And this thing, okay, so, and then another analogy, you're not going to get stronger unless there's some kind of resistance or adversity. It's not going to happen. You need the change in order to get better, to get to the next level, to get the next promotion. So while you at that sucky job that around 8 p.m. Sunday evening, you're dreading to go to, there are things, there are skills, there are connections and relationships that you're going to need to be promoted. Okay? So don't ask for it to be taken away, but that you get what you need in this season to prepare you for the next level. Okay?
That's good. And if it's people at that job that, you have to pray and ask God to help you to be able to deal with those people. Because a lot of times people think like, oh, if I get a new job, I won't have to deal with this. No, it's going to be another one on that job too. So if you don't learn, while you're at this stage, you're going to go here and it's going to be the same thing. And then sometimes it's you. So God changed me, give me what I need to do to be able to deal with
conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution.
That's a resume term.
Girl. So I'm just saying, like, it won't always be easy, but I think at the end of the day, change will be worth it. Whether it's a good change or a bad change, because the good change, like, yay, hooray, whatever. But the bad change, after we've gotten through it, we'll be able to be like, okay, yay, I did it, I made it, or you know.
And I feel like it also gives you a sense of gratitude and appreciation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I love when people surprise themselves. Like, I did not think I could do that. But when you come through them trials and valleys, and you make it,
girl,
like, wow, I had no clue I could do that.
That's right. That's so true. So I think it gives you a little bit of like, okay, the next time, you know, something comes my way. And, you know, we always say that God is a resume builder. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can look back and be like, okay, God, well, you brought me through this. Look at his resume. You know, he brought me through this. I know that you'll be able to get me through this next one, you know. And some things do, like, become harder. You know, I'm not going to say every test will be the same, or every trial will be the same, or every change will be, you know. Some things do be a little bit harder to kind of maneuver through, you know, but you still have to look back and remember, you know, who God is and who God was in whatever that previous situation, even though it may not be the exact same thing, but he is the same God. So if he got you through that, he'll be able to get you through the next thing too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then also, I think sometimes we experience change as a test to our commitment to the promotion or the next phase. So if we go through things half-baked, we'll say, I don't think we're at a maturity level to be promoted yet.
That's so true. And we think we are. We think we got everything.
We want the things. We want the title. But are we really in the space?
Correct.
Or at the skill set,
correct,
to be able to handle
right. And then we lose it because, you know, and I think we talked about this on we did another episode, because you talk about the will of God, and God allows, you know, things to happen that you desire, and then sometimes he just, you know, he does his will, right? Permissive will, what have you, or the permissive will is when God allows you to go through things that you know, desire. So then we go through those things and that God allows because we've been asking, and then we get upset because it didn't work out how it worked out. Well, that ain't God's fault. That's your fault. You asked, he just said, okay, daughter, you can have it.
Go.
Yeah. So now we mad and upset at God because he allowed this to happen. So you got to change your prayer. It's got to be, God, your will be done. Your will be done. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And then also, I think it's important because we talked about people are always watching.
Yeah.
Whether or not they like, comment, or subscribe, they watching.
You looking, we see you.
And just waiting to see, you know, haters or not, haters, admirers, spectators.
Yeah.
They want to see if you succeed or fail. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we just have to handle things with grace.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Sometimes change is not done in a graceful manner. Sometimes we do spectacular fails.
Laying flat on our face.
Yeah. But people are watching to see how we respond to it, how we bounce back, if we bounce back.
Yeah. And I think that's really important as a follower of Christ. You know what I'm saying? If we proclaim Jesus and proclaim to, you know him, and you know, we don't handle things in a manner that is Christ-like, or, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
or we're showing people like, you know, this is what faith looks like, and this is what, you know, believing in God looks like. But then we, you know, kind of cut up and act a certain way. You know, it's kind of hard to bring somebody on board to know Christ and to love Christ and to believe, you know, like you believe or whatever. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying there are moments where it's the knockout, drag out, and you just on the floor and you like, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Right. But if you can just kind of be mindful of that to kind of handle, you know, handle things with a little bit of grace. And then to me, get your core people that you can kind of, because you don't want to, you know, you don't want to just kind of hold those things in because you're trying to save face and you're trying, but everybody doesn't need to know, you know, things that you're going through, but you should be able to have a core group of people to be able to talk and let out those feelings of frustration, and preferably another believer that's going to bring it back to, okay, once you've cried, once you've, you know, been angry and you've said this and you've done that, let's pray. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, a lot of times, I don't necessarily want somebody to fix things for me.
You just want somebody to listen.
Yeah. But I'm not as that's not always me. When people like, or telling me their problems or unloading or inventing or venting, I'm like, okay, let's go straight to the solution. And especially don't come to me 2 or 3 times with the same thing. But it's hard for me to listen to somebody's change story.
Okay.
And not be like, okay, so what you gonna do about it?
And then you say it like that too. You don't give it a softer approach.
Okay, I'm getting better at just being like,
But to be honest, sometimes we need so what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? We don't need somebody that's, oh sis, and crying with you and just kind of, going along with you and continuing to allow you to be in whatever the space you're in because of things that have happened. We need pick yourself up by your bootstraps. We might not want to hear it at that time, but we're going to come back and be like, girl, thank you. Like you said so-and-so, and I appreciate that. And that just got me to thinking and, whatever. And I think you learn because you do have to approach some people differently. Everybody won't be, receptive to, so what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? But some we need some people like that. So you can do that to me. And I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
I think a lot of times you already know.
Yeah.
Like you already have an idea.
You do.
Like I think you already have like a plan B already in the chamber. Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes I think it's just our innate response. We just want to soak. We just want to be in that, and I tell people now, like, I just feel like that's okay. Like cry a river, but don't cry forever.
Don't sit there on the banks.
My father-in-law, who's a pastor, said, cry a river, build a bridge, and get over it. So it's okay to cry, but then like let's So don't stay in that place.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think also change gives you options.
Okay.
So if you're growing, you're building your knowledge of how to get over.
We be having some issues with our recording, so I don't even know what
so
point it
last time
stopped.
It was the lighting.
Yeah. Okay, we gonna get it together.
Anywho.
I can't believe all 2022 we had absolutely no issues.
It's a change. It's a change, baby.
Change. This is why I be apprehensive.
Yes. Yeah, but change gives you options.
Okay.
So if you were in the same mindset, the same position, the same skill set, that will limit you to the options in that particular season of your life. I'm not trying to be in the same season of my entire life.
Absolutely
if I want to live to be 100 years old, I don't want to be living the same life I was living at 20, at 30, at 40. It's going to require a different knowledge. It's going to require different circles of people. It's going to require different things of me. It's going to require me to change myself as a person.
Because even thinking about so we're in our 40s.
Yeah.
Like what we did or what we thought in our 20s. Like we can't take that to our 40s.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? And I think some people do though. I feel like, I don't know if that's a issue where, they weren't allowed to, kind of be young and, what have you, like whatever like circumstances. And so then like I'm 40, but I still got that 20-year-old mentality. And it just doesn't work, or even when we're 60, like we can't take that 40-year-old mentality there. Like you have to grow, and allow life to grow you too. So you can pull from some of those things if you've learned some life lessons, but you can't be that immature,
I think Muhammad Ali said, if you have the same mind of a 20-year-old, but you're chronically 40 years old, you've wasted 20 years of your life. 2 decades.
Terrible. When you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about that and man, like just looking back, like once you are past that age and you're like, dang, man, life wasted. Like that's sad.
Like listen, short story. Okay, so old boyfriend had reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to take you out to lunch. I was like, okay, I'll go. And so it was like it was just like I had dated him like late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
And so it was like he had not changed. Like he was mentally still.
Told me the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was like, so hey, what about a follow-up? I was like, I would never. I would never. It is obvious to me that you have not grown up.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very apparent.
That's crazy. Yeah. And stick with people who are changing too. You
know, that's open to it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to, life changes, times change, you know, technology change. Like there's always constant change. So you have to be able to adapt. I think the way to overcome change is to adapt.
Yes.
Like you cannot think that, oh, because I did things this way, you know, it's still the right way or it's still the best way. No, there's now a new way, you know, of thinking or a new way of doing things. And I'm learning that now, you know, more and more, especially like I said, like kind of with technology and just dealing with my kids. You know, I can't, you know, deal with them how my parents probably used to deal with us. Like, you have to change. You have to adapt to life's changes.
Yeah.
You have to be a chameleon. Aren't they the adapters?
Yeah. And then also, like, in terms of parenting, our parents did what they knew to do.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't do what they didn't know.
Right. They did the best with what they had.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. But if we, in terms of technology, I'm glad you brought that up. If we, so growing and adapting is just learn to do things in a better, efficient, faster manner. You know what I'm saying?
Saves time and energy for you. Yeah,
exactly. So it's really for the betterment of us and those around us to change and adapt. And it is a beautiful thing to not have to be in the same place, being hard on yourself, being short with others, but learning to just change. Yeah. That's the
and to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're changing, you're growing. So yeah, you're maturing, you know?
All of that.
Yeah. So be receptive and be open to change. And then maybe take the brakes off. Don't be apprehensive like me. Just allow, you know, what's going to happen. But yeah, I got a lot of good changes coming up this year. So I am excited. I think I take that back. I am a little apprehensive. And it's funny because, I don't know, I'm not going to be doing anything different in a sense, but now I'm going to be with a company, you know, a company or whatever. But the change for me is the fact that now, you know, I take my kids to school. Like and I was thinking about the other day, like just being afforded to. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, never got the opportunity, but I've always been able to do things as if, like, so I make performances and I'm able to drop kids off or see them on the bus or get them off the bus or get them off school. So right now, I've been able to.
You got to be kidding me.
You're going to have to put it on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. So now I've been able to take my kids to school, pick them up, whatever. So with this new change and opportunity, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm a little bit sad about that. And that kind of is what the apprehension is bringing. Because that's going to be something new and something different for me. And I love to do that as a mom. Aww. You know? So that's kind of the apprehension. Like, I'm getting this great opportunity, but, you know.
Okay, but with technology, you could probably FaceTime.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And I think it's going to actually be great for me because it takes that pressure of picking them up and doing this and doing that. And I'm gonna get off work, and if I want to go to the gym after I get off, they're gonna be on the bus and at home. Hey, you know what I mean? Yep. So it's just kind of, you got to look at the positives, you know, and the negative or whatever I deem as not necessarily even negative, but it's giving me the apprehensiveness. It's positive. So
yeah, but it's gonna be a way that you can be able to work that. So
oh yeah, absolutely.
I have no doubt.
I don't either, and I'm excited. So
yeah. Congrats on the new opportunity and growing, changing in effect.
Yeah. So love it. We love that you are here with us and watching. And we hope you'll come back for the next one. Yeah. Right. Follow us on IG. I am Darrea.
And at the Smaller Rooms on IG.
And then we are Where Are My Keys? Where _ RARE _ my _ keys with the Z.
Yes.
Love you for watching.
Love y'all. All
right, bye. Bye again.